del baño. Ya. Ya. Bueno, vamos a completar, nos falta ventilación. Opa. ¿Ya se va a ir? No sé, vaya. Bueno. Voy a encender mis luces que hace rato no las enciendo. Así que voy a dejar un poco oscurito, que ya las quiero encender. Ahí, el enchufo y esto se mete por acá abajo. Ahí está, uy, cierra. Opa, encendí las luces. Amigo, me está dando una epilepsia de la que te cagas. Amigo, esta epilepsia está. No, epilepsia pura. Uy, amigo, no tengo control. Tengo epilepsia pura. Espérenme, problemas técnicos. ¿Esto cómo se hacía? Lo quiero rojo. Ahí está, lo rojo. Para subirle el brillo de así. Y para bajarle así, sí. Ya ahí, listo. Aló, aló. ¿Se escucha? ¿Se escucha? Aló, aló. Voy a bajar el volumen al juego, está potente. El juego me va a reventarme los pinches oídos. Ya. Ok. Pon el directo en por 2 de velocidad. Pon el directo en por 2 de... Ya. Me estoy reventando el oído. Sí. Ya. Cierre. A ver. No, aquí no hay opción para bajar el pinche volumen al general. No hay. Borrar datos. No. Visual. No. Puta madre. Ya tendré que jugar con los oídos al full, amigo. No sé cómo se ve. Hello. A ver. Primero, glitch trap culero. Segundo. A ver, tengo que ir a salas oscuras a pasarme esta mierda, amigo. Me falta las nightmare. No. Ay. Chale, se fueron todos. Me quedé más solo que solitario. Pinche juego culero. Te voy a cagar a penas. Estoy aquí, acá. Por aquí arriba. Man, el error más culero que cuando las alumbras se buguean terrible potente. Voy a cagar un poco de batería. Pinche culerísima. Epa, Se movió. No, ahora están las dos. Amigo, piensa. Una. F, brothers. ¡Ah! La que sobreviví. Fua. No, soportaron el estilo neutrón. Dos en uno. Recargar energía. Ahí está. No, la otra se fue. Qué pinche. No, Oye, amigo, voy a cambiar las luces. Esto está demasiado azul. Ahora no, la puse verde. Ah, pero ilumina un montón ahora, pues. Ah, me está fuera así. Por esto. Es que, man, esto es dificilísimo. O sea, lo que me falta a mí es como la estrategia. O sea, sé por dónde aparecen, pero no sé cuándo mirar ese lugar. O sea, es como no sé si me entienden. Cagaste. Vamos. Comencemos con el juego. Comencemos. Hasta acá. Listo, la espantamos. Le cargamos la energía. Una M. ¿Qué chucha haces acá? What the fuck? Buscando a quien te pregunto. Vaya dato perturbador. Te lo meto por el pico. ¡Ah! Vaya dato perturbador. Te lo meto por el pico. Jijijija. Jijijija. Son 2 AM. Aquí aparecen las dos muñecas. Chale, bros, ya valí. Falta la otra. Me falta la otra. Hijo de su puta madre. Y recargar. Ya aquí. Vamos. Fe en Cristo Rey. Fe en Cristo Rey. Hola, pero tú quién eres, ya. Hija de tu pinche madre. Morí. Bueno, lo intentamos. Y lo cagar en el... ¡Ya! Hay cualquier random. ¿4 AM? Piensa.
2, 1.
Fallecí. Meto tu mente por el pico. Ay. Chale, wey. No puedo. Cuando me pase Approach Baby lo voy a celebrar como un golazo, amigo. Jijijija. Mi abuela siempre me dijo, raca, pum. El Mati falleció. Hola, pero tú quién eres. Ay, falta la otra que dejaba de alumbrar. Aquí está la otra tripilla. Recargo un poquitito nomás. Ya.
You won't die. 2, 1.
No, se huyó. Esto es lo que odio, cuando desaparecen de la pinche nada. Desaparecen de la pinche nada. Y siempre la encuentro la azul.
You should have known I'd find you.
Chale, wey. Hijo de tu pinche madre, te voy a culiar. Tú que mira, su pinche madre, no puedo soportar el estilo neutrón. Wey.
Hello? Can you hear me? Don't exit this room, okay? This isn't a mistake. This room isn't a mistake. I had to hide these logs away from the core gameplay files, in a place that only a beta tester would look, and in a place where the files could be protected. I just really hope that the next development team finds this before the game is released to the public. This game has some kind of malicious code in it that we haven't been able to fully contain or even understand, for that matter. We're over budget and out of time. But that's not the reason that we're shutting down. Listen, I have to keep this short so the file size will be small enough to fly under the radar. There are more. They may not be in order. I saw it for the first time today. There was a character I couldn't make out who it was, standing at the end of the hall. I thought it was just bugged out, so I made a note of it and kept playing. But then it was looking in the window, and not like Chica or Bonnie would. It was like it was actually looking in the window, seeing what I was doing. I heard a pretty heated conversation this morning between Dale, our manager, and someone else on the line. It really feels like this project is in trouble, in no small part because of the lawsuit, I'm sure. There has to be a lawsuit. There's no way there isn't. It happened in this building just a few doors down from me. I think it's made worse by the fact that Jeremy tried to tell us something was wrong. But as a dev team, we all just saw it as a challenge to find what the problem was and fix it. Who could have known that? I have to go. Have you ever heard of a guillotine paper slicer? It sounds made up, but it's an actual piece of office equipment. I didn't even know we had one in the supply room. I guess they're more common at businesses that do a lot of graphic design work. I remember seeing one when I was still in school, and even then, I knew how dangerous it looked. I was always afraid of losing a finger. That seems so silly now. Jeremy used to do design work. I guess that's how he knew it was there. The drawers have been emptied out. Someone was here. I don't think it was spring cleaning either. No. There was plastic on the floor. Someone was definitely here during the night. It had to have been the client. I mean, they sent us that stuff in the first place with no explanation, told us to scan it, said it would expedite the process so we wouldn't need to program any pathfinding ourselves. It was a budget thing, I guess. It was just junk. Circuit boards and things like that. Looked pretty old. Somehow, though, there was usable code on some of it. It seemed to take hold by itself. Things started changing. But then, he started appearing. At least that's what Jeremy said. I came in early that morning. No one else was there. At least that's what I thought. The supply room was lit. I didn't even notice Jeremy standing in the testing room as I walked past. The supply room was so bright, glowing from all the way down the hall. Jeremy complained of nightmares when he came in this morning. He wasn't talking about it like someone telling a friend about his dreams, though. He was pale, looked like he hadn't eaten in days. He spent an hour talking in Dale's office, but it didn't look like he was given much sympathy. When he came out, he went directly back to the testing room. He doesn't even jump anymore. Nothing scares him. He just stands there like he's talking to someone. Sometimes he rocks from side to side. We were told to leave him alone. I knew I was in line to do the testing next. They'd been prepping me for it. I guess they knew that Jeremy would need to be replaced soon. You can always tell when a company is getting ready to fire someone. They start giving out written warnings for silly things, making sure to build a paper trail and make a case for a firing. Things that normally no one would care about suddenly become grave offenses, all worthy of being written and documented. I guess it works two ways, because it also encourages a person to quit rather than be scrutinized so heavily. I think Jeremy was too far gone to consider that option, though. The thing about it is that I don't think they were going to fire him because of anything he was doing wrong. They just knew he'd seen something. They needed to discredit him. There was something that looked like a Halloween mask laying on the floor. I didn't understand. Ink must have spilled. It was only then that I heard a shuffle from the testing room and realized Jeremy must be there. I went back and peered in the window. I couldn't see his face. He had the visor covering his head. He had ink spilled on himself as well. The front of his shirt looked black in the dark room. He turned his head in my direction, but I don't think he knew I was there. I was told I had 3 days to finish Jeremy's work, but I know it's just passing the time. They don't really expect me to do anything. It's just to keep up appearances until the buyout is complete. We have to look like we have things under control. There's another potential development studio that wants to pick up from here, but who knows what kind of lies they're being fed to convince them to do it. Against my better judgment, I'm going to do my best to see what's here, make notes of it, and try to isolate where this thing is hiding. At least then the next person that tests this will have a chance of getting rid of it. Today was my last day of beta testing, and the anomaly that I've been seeing is nowhere to be found. But after inspecting some of the files, it seems that it's attached itself to these logs. My logs. That can't be an accident. So now I have to make a choice. Do I leave these logs here for you to find, or do I try to purge this thing myself by destroying the logs? I've chosen the latter.
Típico de cáncer. Hello, hello, hello. Yo.